Hi, I'm Angie Christensen of Simply Divine Eating, and today I want to answer for you one of the most frequently asked questions that I get, and that is, do you really believe that you can heal everything through food? And I have a very simple answer to that, and that is yes and no. And I want to explain that for you because I think this is such a critical element in our healing, is really understanding the answer to this question. So one of the things I feel very strongly about as I teach is I am never going to be an infomercial. I am never going to stand up and tell you, if you do this one thing, everything in your life is going to turn out perfect. It's never true. It's never true. And though we often fall prey to those kinds of arguments, we always find out in the end that they aren't true. And I feel very strongly about teaching truth. That is the heart of everything that I do and everything that I am and everything that I believe in my business and what I have built this business around. So I will never stand up and give you an infomercial-like promise. And so when I say no, the no component of can you heal everything with food, the honest no part of that answer is that your body is this amazing multidimensional being. It has a physical component, it has an emotional component, it has a mental component, it has a spiritual component. And when we're really struggling with serious illness, you can bet that every single one of those is out of whack in some way. And every single one of those needs our attention. That's one of the purposes of illness, is to get our attention, that there's some things that are out of whack. And so as we are healing, we do need to pay attention to all of those dimensions. And so never would I advise anyone to focus on their food, focus on their diet in an attempt to heal and ignore those other aspects, because that would be a very anti-holistic way to approach health, and it wouldn't be an effective way to address our health. And so I'm always a proponent of dealing with all of the dimensions of our being in our healing process. But here is the yes part of that answer of why you really can heal everything with food. There is a part of that that is true, and I think this is really important for all of us to really grasp. And that is, though you may not be able to heal everything in the world with food alone, you cannot heal anything permanently without it. And that is truth, and here is why that is truth. When I teach people about food, there's two main components of food that I really try to get people to focus on. And that is the frequency of food and the biochemical shape of the aspects of the food that we eat, because those two things act as literal instructions for our body every time the food goes into our body. So the frequency of the food is literally changing the function of your body as it goes through. And the biochemical shape of the various components of the food is literally telling your body what to do as it goes through. So think about it for a second. How often do you put those sets of instructions into your body? 3 times a day minimum, but probably more like 5, maybe even 10. We do that constantly throughout the day, and we're supposed to. It's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. The reason that our bodies are programmed to get hungry is because we need to be giving our body that consistent, empowering fuel. It's a good thing. So in no way am I implying that eating frequently is a bad thing, but it's one of the things that makes food so powerful, because it's so frequent. So I want you to think for a minute. Let's imagine you got a medication that could instantly fix everything that was wrong with your body and put your body into perfect function. Or let's imagine you had an herb that could instantly put your body into perfect function. Or you were able to use energy medicine to put your body into instant perfect function. Let's assume that's possible. What will happen the very next time you eat? The very next time you eat, you will either be putting things into your body that happen to be in perfect harmony with what your particular body needs, and you'll be able to maintain that healthy function, or you're going to put something into your body that is out of harmony with what your particular body needs, and instantly everything starts, the sequences start to fall apart, the function starts to fall apart, things start to go wrong. And so if we don't include the food element in our multidimensional holistic healing, it cannot last. It cannot last. Food is the most frequent ingredient of health that we have. It's so powerful, and I'll talk to you about this on another video about the actual power that's put in the package that we call food. But it is so powerful, and we do it so frequently, so we might as well get educated so that we can be putting food in that is restoring and upholding harmony in our body, instead of ignorantly throwing our body functions off every single time we eat. And that doesn't mean eating things you don't like. It means learning how to eat the things you love in a way that is in harmony with you. And that's what I feel so strongly about, and that is what I try to help people to do. So I encourage you to embrace this approach. Can food really heal everything? Yes and no. Don't throw away all of those other multi-dimensional aspects of healing. Use them as part of your process. But remember, you can't heal anything permanently without food, because food is the literal building blocks of our being. And it is what supports our body, and it is what we use so frequently to tell our body exactly what we want it to do. So let's tell it to do good things, let's tell it to heal, and then enjoy all the benefits of that. I hope that is helpful for you in your own life, because that perspective has been enormously helpful for me. Thanks. We'll see you on the next video.